Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Gamestack Podcast, Episode 6, Rickless or Reckless, Part 2. I am your co-host, Vendortron, and joining us is the lovely Shaline.
Hello, hello.
And we are Rickless and Reckless this evening. We don't have Rick, but he is here in spirit, singing us a lovely tune on his guitar, perpetually stuck in an infinite time loop.
Indeed.
So Shaline, what's on our docket today?
We have a great podcast planned. I hope it will be a great podcast. I mean, we try. We're going to talk about some news, like all of the fantastic announcements at last night's Game Awards. We've got some gameplay stories, including a really great vacation story. Vendortron and I took a vacation together. And
we did. It was
we just
the best.
Got back. I don't know if you can see Vendortron's picked up a bit of a tan.
Mm-hmm.
We had a great time. So we're going to tell you all about that. And we have a listener email to discuss in addition to some challenge entries. So it's going to be a good time. Are you ready, Vendortron?
I am absolutely, totally ready for this week the weekend to begin. How was your week, Shaline, by the way?
You know what? It was sure a week. It was 7 days that fell in order. It was a week.
Really?
My whole life is just it's conferences now.
That's what happens when you work for the government.
I go to conferences all the time, and I'm tired of going to conferences. Like if I could just never drink hotel coffee again.
Oh, isn't it terrible? And the food, like
bad.
your stomach really can only handle conference food for the first day.
Right.
After that, it's like you need just crackers.
Exactly. It's rough. It is rough. But I am a pro at packing and unpacking luggage now. I can pack for a trip in like 5 minutes flat.
My boss is crazy. She's in Dubai right now. For a conference, which I'm technically supposed to be at, but I am not there because I have to write a biostatistics final next Tuesday.
Okay, so you could be here with us, or you could be in Dubai.
I could be...
You picked here.
I could be streaming live from Dubai, basically. But
why isn't Dubai your background?
That's a good question.
You could have told us you were in Dubai. We would have never known.
I could make this happen. But yeah, so she packs. It's like her bag is like literally this big. I'm like, how do you fit everything in there? She's always on the plane on her way to conferences and stuff. And so she packs. She's gotten really good at packing. So I think it's an art that you pick up when you go to too many conferences.
Interesting. So we'll see now.
Which you're learning.
Like 2 bags, basically, like 1 big bag and 2 smallish bags.
Yeah.
For a 3-day conference. So someday I'll just be rolling in like with my handbag because the suitcase you described was about the size of my purse.
Yeah.
So.
Oh.
I'm never gonna get there.
Well, Shaline, we know how you like.
I have to take my Switch. I need a lot of makeup.
Hats. There's a whole suitcase just for hats.
Indeed. Goodness, I'm never gonna get there. But anyways, that's enough. That's enough about my life of conferences and Vendortron's never-ending biostats.
Ugh. Tuesday, guys. Tuesday, and then all of the PUBG.
Yay! I can't wait.
Rick does send his regards, everybody. He was not able to join us this evening. He is spending some much-needed Christmas holiday cheer celebration times with fam and etc. So we wish he was here with us, but nevertheless, we have a great show coming down the pipeline.
Indeed. He is totally gonna laugh when he finds out that we Google imaged him for the video show.
Yeah.
I would like to shout out everyone in the chat room. We love you guys. We really missed you last week.
Absolutely.
Glad to see you. And we have some new people, Shorty Inca and Blocky Bass.
Nice.
So welcome to chat. And I'm sorry, I'm having a little trouble with my... Okay, there we go. It was buzzing. I had to unplug it.
It would not be normal if we didn't have some sort of.
I know. But I
You
would
have
like
no idea what we've been through in the last 20
take
minutes.
a little moment here if you guys don't mind. I don't know if you heard on the news, but we did have a school shooting here in the state of New Mexico where I reside. And it was not my town, but New Mexico is sort of one big small town. So if you don't mind, I would like for us to just take a moment of silence in memory of these students who lost their lives. So if you would just join me in a moment of silence. Thank you guys. I
Yes,
appreciate
thank you.
that.
And thank you to Rick. You're so quiet this evening.
Yes. He nailed that part of the podcast. Shall we roll into the news, Vendortron?
Absolutely.
Hey Vendortron, what do you want to do?
Um,
What do you wish you were doing right now?
right now, playing
Yeah.
video games.
Playing video games? Video games like Sea of Thieves?
Yeah.
I know we can't wait. We've been just on the hype train for Sea of Thieves. And I have some good news.
what? Oh no. What's I'm excited.
We
What's
finally got a release date for Sea of Thieves. It comes out March the 20th.
really?
Yes.
Well,
March.
you know what? That's not far off from what they promised.
Yeah. And this was it was kind of a stealth release because release date announcement. On the Game Awards last night, there was an ad for Sea of Thieves. And the Game Awards, it was rife with ads. There were so many commercials during this program.
Ugh.
It was excessive.
Why am I not surprised?
I know it's expensive to put on an award show. I know it costs a lot of money to pay for Kojima's snacks in his dressing room and to get like beard wax for Del Toro. And I know it's expensive, but the ads on this show were out of control, Vendortron. But they showed a commercial for Sea of Thieves, and then at the end of the trailer, it said March 20th. Yeah, it was totally.
That sounds very nonchalant.
Yeah, there was no fanfare whatsoever. A game of this magnitude that's basically one of the only really exclusive things that Microsoft has on the horizon.
Well, and let's be very clear.
Fanfare.
Yeah, let's be very clear that they're really kind of breaking the ground with the cross-platform here with the MMO. So, I mean, that part in and of itself is going to be huge, but I mean, Sea of Thieves, there has been so much anticipation about this game. And I can kind of understand the lack of fluff with their announcing the launch date. But there is a huge community around this game. Like, if you go to their website, you can sign up for their updates and things like that, and there is already a very huge fan base. So it's very exciting. I'm so excited to play it with you guys. I think it's going to be so much fun.
It's gonna be such a disaster. It's gonna be shenanigans. We're gonna be walking the plank. It's just gonna be a disaster.
Like, I don't even know what to expect.
I don't know.
I don't know what to expect from the gameplay that I've watched. It looks very intense, and it's gonna be so good.
It's gonna be crazy. We're gonna have so much fun. So, but March 20th, that's a long time still. You know, it's months away. And if you want something you can play a little bit sooner than that, well, then you can look forward to Life is Strange Before the Storm Episode 3. The release date for that was announced. It will be coming out December 20th, which is next week, I believe.
Right on.
Week after next. I'm not great at dates and times. Next week, I think.
That's exciting. And if I understand it correctly, you finished episode 2, hey?
I did finish episode 2. We'll be talking about that during my gameplay.
Excellent.
Section. And there is some additional news besides just the release date for that episode. Ashley Birch, who was the original voice actor for Chloe in the original Life is Strange, will be reprising her role for the bonus episode Farewell. So if you bought the deluxe edition of the game, you will receive this farewell episode. I think you can also buy it individually, and she'll be coming back to portray Chloe.
Fantastic.
So, yeah.
Well, I really like the Life is Strange series. I think that I didn't even... I don't know. I didn't think that I would like it, but when we were playing it, I got really into it.
Yeah.
It was good.
It's a very special game, in my opinion. I love Life is Strange, and I've quite enjoyed Before the Storm as well. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. I hope that you guys have had a chance to play it. If you haven't, you should check it out. It's basically your soap opera of gaming. You know,
pretty much. Pretty much.
The video game of our lives, so to speak.
Teen soap opera.
Like the sands of the hourglass, this is Life is Strange.
Exactly. So that comes out on December 20th. You know what else comes out on December 20th that's going to keep us from rejoining the fine folks at Arcadia Bay?
Oh, it could only be one thing.
That's right. PUBG's new desert map.
I knew it.
Out on December 20th.
December 20th? That's like right around the corner.
Yes, it is. Mirador? Mira something with an M? Do you remember?
Wow. Miramar. I think it's called Miramar. Yeah. One of our avid listeners to the podcast, who is in the chat room right now, sent us some lovely screenshots this morning of his drop in to Miramar. Actually, I should see if I can get that up on the show here.
Indeed. I'm pretty excited for that. It basically looks like PUBG New Vegas to me. And they showed a trailer for the desert map on the Game Awards last night as well. And something that I was really excited about is that there was like a Volkswagen microbus that was drivable.
Yes. Can you imagine, Shaline? I can't even imagine. Like,
it's gonna be incredible.
Like doing like jumps
in
like,
the bus,
going off cliffs in this bus.
It's gonna be so good. Oh man, we can run people over with the bus. I'm so excited, you guys.
And we're gonna be like, come on, trying to get up the hill because, you know, it's a bus.
But it's on the test server right now. If you don't want to wait until December the 20th, I am currently busily installing it right now. We're at 46%. So hopefully by the time we're done with this podcast, we can PUBG. And next year, early next year, the desert map will arrive on Xbox. So.
Fantastic. Well, I've got some images here that I can share with you guys if you'd like.
Yes,
sorry, this is going to be a little bit haphazard.
We're
doing this on the fly. But this is one of the images that was brought in from one of our avid listeners and shared with us today. He was on the test server, Steamer. He goes by the name of Steamer. And this is fantastic. I mean, he's showing us this is his character. And
what's he wearing pants? I mean, I've never seen him in pants before.
I know, right?
He's usually our one of our fourth players, and we're never wearing clothes.
It's awful. It's absolutely awful. Let me see if I can try and fit this one to the screen as well. So this is the second one. This is him dropping into Miramar.
Nice.
Isn't that fantastic? Yeah. So this is gonna be good. I'm very excited. I'm very excited.
There's
basically
some new weapons coming in as well, and there's like an old truck that is also drivable in addition to the VW microbus.
Yeah, for our audio listeners, the picture is basically him dropping in, and it's just desert. There is some water in the background. It looks like there's a crater below him or something. I'm very excited. You know what I'm worried about, Shaline? I am worried about the lack of bushes.
I know, me too. Our playstyle relies very heavily on hiding in bushes, and there are no bushes.
What are we going to do about the lack of bushes in PUBG? The tumbleweeds, the mobile bushes. Yes. We will be the bush. Be the one with the bush, and we will just... Actually, that might work to our advantage. We won't need vehicles.
There we go.
Walk around with a bush.
So there's something else that I was going to mention to you on our private time, so I may as well mention it now on the podcast.
Ooh.
So I was watching this trailer for Fortnite, the Fortnite Battle Royale, and they have mobile bushes
What?
in that game. I saw
So
this
you
slot.
like pick it up and just like da-da-da.
Yes, like in a cartoon, like they hoist up the bush and walk and drop it.
That's awesome. 4 Mile in the chat is saying the terrain is so crazy you can hide. Or yeah, there's also tumbleweeds. So
Maybe hide behind rocks.
we have a confirmation. Tumbleweeds. We have a confirmation. That's fantastic. I'm very excited. I think it's going to be great. I wonder if they're going to have new clothes that are like camo for the desert.
I don't know if they'll have the desert camo.
You know what I would
Camo?
perhaps, but you know what I would also like to see is skins for your guns.
Yeah. I don't know why you're worried about camo though, because we're not gonna wear the clothes anyway. So
Well, this is true. It's going to be too hot. We're in the desert.
sunburned. We're gonna be sunburned. It's gonna be terrible.
Wouldn't it be great if by the end, at the further you got in the round, the darker you got, or the more burnt you?
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
that's PUBG for you.
PUBG. I just PUBG guys, PUBG. So you know what's another game that's amazing besides PUBG?
Well, I can answer that.
Well,
Ark?
what's Ark? Yes.
Yeah, Ark.
Ark Survival Evolved. Well, we've got a little Ark story for you. Apparently, an Ark player was captured, kidnapped on a PvP server and held prisoner.
Oh, why hasn't this already happened? Why hasn't this already happened?
I know. And this is the kind of thing that used to happen all the time in the days when Rust was really popular. I
Oh,
remember
yeah.
just a ton of stories like this. But Ark player Vindictor,
Something like that. Yeah, sure.
this Reddit user claims he's been held hostage for over 16 hours in Ark Survival Evolved. Do you want me to roll through this or?
Oh, it's entirely up to you. That looks a little...
You do you want to take this one over?
Well, yeah, it's interesting because I think that this is a little bit of a dated story. I think it comes from last month, but the capturers actually handcuffed him and they put him into a cell on their base, basically, where he's unable to escape. And in the game, you're able to die from starvation and dehydration and respawn somewhere else, but that loophole was being locked out due to the kidnappers force feeding the player.
Oh my goodness, they force fed him?
And they healed him so he wouldn't die.
You're kidding me with this, right?
So what makes it even funnier, though, is that the users who tried to locate him and help him plan his prison break, those who attempted to get him out actually ended up in the same situation.
Oh my goodness, Vendortron.
So in the comments, all you see is just like this mass prison of like this inventory of server people playing, being captured. So, oh, so good.
That is incredible.
I've never played on an Ark PvP server, but I can only imagine how crazy it is. And Ark is survival, so there are only a very small handful of guns that you can get. Other than that, it's spears and bows and innovative ways of capture. So,
wow, that was like video game Guantanamo. That's terrible. That's just terrible. Gracious.
Yeah. But there is something more pressing that we want to talk about today, and that is the Game Awards, which I hope that you've all watched. I did not.
Right. I watched the Game Awards last night. It was a pretty good show. I know a lot of people really like to sort of poke fun at the Game Awards, Jeff Keighley and the Game Awards, and a lot of that is justified. But it was a really good show. It really was. There was a lot of premieres and announcements, and it was a good show. I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
So the first announcement was a World War Z video game. And gosh, it looked super dull, guys.
Really?
Really, really dull. Yeah, it's that kind of zombie game. You need to have a really, really good hook if you're going to do a zombie game nowadays. Yeah. And this one, it didn't look like it had that hook. So yeah, I'm so tired. I'm tired of zombie games. So tired. So
Yeah, well, yeah, it seems like people aren't really. Does it mimic the movie?
I don't know. I never watched the movie. I read the book. I enjoyed the book very much. And I saw that first trailer for the movie and was like,
The movie
no.
was actually really good.
Yeah.
I thought it was quite good.
I really liked the book, and the movie looked very different. So
Huh.
I was not into it. Yeah.
Well, let's be faithful that the video game follows the books and not the movie.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. I should be the target audience for this game, right? But I'm just not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. So something else that I thought was kind of funny about the Game Awards. So are you familiar with the Trending Gamer Award?
No, I am not.
It's basically an award they give out to some gamers that are really garnering a lot of attention in the gaming sphere. Last year's I think was Boogie 2988, and the year before that I think was Greg Miller.
Okay.
But in this year's running, there was Dr. Disrespect, who actually won the award, and he does a lot of PUBG streams on Twitch. He's got a whole shtick with the sunglasses and the fabulous mullet wig.
Yeah.
And one of the gentlemen from the Able Gamers charity was in the running, but someone else who was in the running was Andrea Renee. Andrea Renee she's got a podcast called What's Good Games. It's an all-female podcast about video games. It's a really great show. She's also part of Kind of Funny's daily video game podcast. She's a very talented lady. I really enjoy her content, and I actually went on Google and voted for her for the Trending Gamer Award. But right before the awards show, I learned that she also has a paid hosting gig at the Game Awards.
Really?
Like the Winner's Lounge. And I felt super weird about the fact that she was up for an award and also an employee of the Game Awards.
Oh, yeah. That's kind of it seems like it's a bit of conflict of interest, I think. Yeah.
I kind of felt like if she was going to work at the show, maybe she shouldn't have been up for an award. I don't know. Maybe that's just me being picky, but I felt like that was some ethical gray area there. But I am a big fan of Andrea Renee, and I did vote for her. So there we go. From Software may have teased Bloodborne 2 at the Game Awards. I don't know if you've played Bloodborne.
Well, I know you're a big fan of it.
I actually have never played Bloodborne.
Is it Rick? I think it's Rick.
No, I don't think Rick has played it either.
Well, come on, you got to work with me here. Well, somebody out there has played Bloodborne.
There are a lot of
Joseph has had to have played Bloodborne. Sure if you comment in the chat saying that you don't, then I'm just gonna walk off set, drop the mic.
Oh, thank goodness!
Thank you. Somebody has played
Bloodborne.
Joseph
100%ed it.
Yeah.
Bloodborne is sort of a spiritual successor to the Souls series, Demon Souls, Dark Souls. And they did this very short teaser where it showed sort of an arm bone and it twisted, and it said shadows die twice. So it appears to be a Bloodborne related tease. Could be something else, but we will see. It was not much to go on. They had an orchestra at the Game Awards. That was pretty rad. These notes are kind of all over the place. I'm sorry.
Was it like Hans Zimmer? Just
it was an orchestra. They had a lady in the front that had this like future cello. It was very cool.
Cool.
It was very cool. So I recommend YouTubing that, because the orchestra, they did these mixes of game music. It was really great.
Nice.
I enjoyed that quite a lot. What Remains of Edith Finch won the award for Best Narrative. And the developer there just had the most incredible hat when they came on stage to accept their awards.
Now that you have played.
I have not played Edith Finch.
What?
No, I haven't played it. But
God, do I even know you?
Hat made me want to play it. I know. you even pay any attention? I mean, goodness. There was an announced trailer from Campo Santo, the developer behind Firewatch.
Mm-hmm.
They showed this game called In the Valley of the Gods, which is set in Egypt. It looked like the 1920s or 1930s. Sort of Egyptologists, sort of that golden era of Egyptology,
like back in the days of the Mummy.
It looks rad.
Did you ever play the Mummy on PC?
I did not play it. I watched those movies over and over again. But it looks really fantastic, this game. In the Valley of the Gods. I am 100% on board to play this game.
Mm-hmm. Count me in.
Yes, the main character has got beautiful curly hair. So,
well, there you go. There you go. The Mummy movies with Brendan Fraser. You are absolutely correct, yes. Captain Bones. So they came out with a PC version of the game, and I think it was on Windows 95 or 98. And it was amazing. It was who's that actor? He voices over, I can't remember his name. He's a British actor, but he would just like walk on the corner of your screen and be like, "Oh, hi there." And just like start talking as you're like navigating through a tomb. It was good. It was good. Very, very 90s feel to it.
Funny.
Yeah. Tomb Raider, square bodies sort of thing. So what else?
Grand Theft Auto Online's Doomsday Heist was announced, and it looked pretty cool. I've said a lot of unpleasant things about Grand Theft Auto Online, but this actually looks really fun. It makes me want to buy a PC version of GTA so that we can roll out as a squad.
Yeah, I think the world knows how we feel about GTA Online and our experience.
It's really cool, though. This looks really cool. It would be a heist that we would do together.
Yeah. I you know what? If we could do something like that where I'm not having 12-year-olds throwing bombs at me, that's great. Mm-hmm. I could do that.
Yeah. I think you can probably do that kind of thing in a party. That's something we should research, but hopefully. It looks cool. It looks very cool. So anyway, there was a big announcement from Nintendo. Eiji Aonuma shows up dressed as Link. He pulls the Master Sword out of a stone live on stage.
Nice.
It's amazing. It's super dramatic. And they dropped a trailer for the Champion's Ballad, the second major DLC for The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild. It was an incredible trailer. And then at the end of the trailer, they show, this motorcycle. Link has a motorcycle now. It looks really cool. And they cap it off by saying it's out tonight.
Nice.
Yes, I freaked out. I was like, oh my gosh, gotta get my Switch.
Yeah, and congratulations to Breath of the Wild.
Indeed,
I think a very huge congratulations from us here on Gamestack Podcast should go to them.
Yes, they were the winner of the Game of the Year award at the Game Awards, and I think it's deserved. It's definitely on my list. I haven't chosen my own rankings for the year yet, but it's definitely one of the contenders. But,
well, it's crazy that this game is only on Switch. Yes. Yeah,
only on Switch.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's pretty big. Because normally you would think that it would be a full-on console or PC game.
You're right. It's not usually an exclusive that takes the Game of the Year award.
Mm-hmm.
You're absolutely
so
right.
that's pretty big. Yeah.
But it was a great trailer. I don't know. I think I've talked on the podcast before about Prince Sidon, the Shark Prince.
Yes.
From Zelda, and how much I loved him. Well, we got to see him as a baby in the trailer, so we're gonna get to have baby Sidon in the.
Aww.
Excited for that. There were some amazing hats. I don't know if you ever played Link Between Worlds.
I have not. No.
Yes, that was one of the 3DS games. That's actually, I wonder if I have it here. No, I don't. I have the special edition Link Between Worlds 3DS.
Nice.
But there's a character in that named Ravio. I don't know how to pronounce it. I've never tried to say that.
Rufio.
It has this amazing purple bunny mask, and that is going to be one of the wearable hats. Really good hats and outfits. Looking forward to that. Gameplay wise, it just looks like more Breath of the Wild, shrines, exploration, nothing revolutionary. I mean, aside from the motorcycle.
Mm-hmm.
Yay, more Zelda, but there was nothing super exciting about the trailer gameplay wise. So very excited.
Huh.
Bethesda, did you see the Bethesda single player video?
No.
You need, okay, I should have had this ready for us to queue it up.
I could pull that up.
Yeah, Google that. It's Linda Carter is in the video. It's pretty fantastic. This was sort of a bit of a dig at the games as service culture that video games have been rolling toward. And I really think that as a publisher, that Bethesda sort of gained back some player goodwill that they've lost recently. So I'm definitely excited that you're able to pull this up for us to watch. Okay. You ready? We doing this? Okay, sorry, audio folks. We're just waiting while Vendortron queues up this video. So Bree in chat says that she's disappointed that Horizon Zero Dawn didn't win anything. And having recently played Horizon Zero Dawn, well, not the whole thing, but having recently started it, I understand your disappointment. It's a very excellent video game. Are we ready? We ready, Vendor? I can't hear you talk.
Oh, that's because I'm muted, but I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go.
Okay, roll that beautiful bean footage.
Every hour around the globe, neglected gamers feel lonely, shunned by their multiplayer counterparts. But here at Bethesda, we are working toward a solution. We make all sorts of games, but single-player experiences are a big part of our DNA. Hi, I'm Linda Carter. You may remember me from such performances as the lounge singer in Fallout 4, or this other project where I played a woman of wonder, a really wonderful woman, you know. Anyway, let's forget about that. Today, I'm here to talk to you about something serious. The need to save single-player gamers. Everyday gamers in search of a single-player experience are left behind. Forgotten, neglected. Many were rescued and found their way into amazing adventures, but others, well, they weren't as fortunate. For the price of just a few Nuka-Cola Quantums, you can share the fun of an epic single-player journey today. Together, we can end the pain for single-player gamers in need. Right? We work together.
I think that's a fantastic ad.
That was really clever, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to remind Rick to edit that minute and a half of silence out of the middle of the podcast version, though.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I really need to invest in a soundboard. Maybe I will do that this Christmas. But, you know, the funny thing about Wolfenstein is that it has gotten a lot of political pushback.
Yeah.
And Bethesda has very eloquently used it as a jumping off point to really create a dialogue around the seriousness of how the gaming industry is becoming.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's brilliant. And I commend them for it. It's very, very noble.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was quite good. Carol Shaw, who was a developer back in the Atari days, one of the earliest video game developers, received sort of a Lifetime Achievement Award, and it was very touching. They announced a game called Fade to Silence that looked really cool, sort of a post-apocalyptic thing, kind of. Survival. Very cool.
I am intrigued.
Metro Exodus had a new trailer. That game just looks better and better every time I see it.
That was announced at E3, was it not?
I believe it was announced at E3, yes. Bayonetta, a remaster of Bayonetta 2, including Bayonetta 1, was announced for Switch, and then they followed that up with an announcement of Bayonetta 3 coming to Switch. So Bayonetta fans will be really, really excited about that. And of course, there was a super weird, like 8-minute Death Stranding trailer.
Death Stranding.
Death Stranding is the weirdness that is coming from the mind of Hideo Kojima, starring Norman Reedus, who is Daryl from The Walking Dead.
Oh no, I love Daryl. Daryl's my favorite.
This game, I call it a game. I don't believe that there is any video game that exists. I think he spends all his time just making these bizarre trailers. They're like art house short films. And I think there is no video game, no concept of what the gameplay will be. I think no video game exists. This is just
Shaline,
videos that enable him to meet his favorite actors. And it's going to end with Kojima married to Mads Mikkelsen. It's going to be
You know what? In another life, I think I would have liked to be a video game trailer maker.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, this trailer, I don't think we should play it now because it's so long. But you need to look up this Death Stranding trailer, Vendortron.
Okay.
It ends with Norman Reedus. Oh, congratulations to Norman Reedus on his pregnancy. By the way. It was such a bizarre trailer. Such a bizarre trailer.
Okay. Well, I'm going to pop the link in the chat for anybody who would like to watch it. So it's there.
Absolutely. So strange. I can't wait to see what materializes from this. It's so strange, but it's in such a good way. Game? Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to ask you what else is on the list.
Witchfire, which is a game from the developers of the Vanishing of Ethan Carter and also Bulletstorm. So it looks really amazing. And they did a sort of bait and switch with that. You know, Ethan Carter was a bit of a walking sim. I've played a bit of that. I've never finished it. But it's just sort of a quiet, sort of atmospheric game. And that's what this kind of looked like at the beginning. And then it turns into this action fest where you're fighting skeletons and very exciting. And it looks like a very cool game. So I'm looking forward to seeing more of that. Remember A Way Out that we saw at
E3? Yes.
And we're totally going to break out of prison together.
I want it. Yes. Yeah.
Remember the cute developer that I had a crush on, Joseph Fares?
Of course.
Yes, he's so cute.
I know. I'm very jealous.
But he's a very handsome man. Very handsome man. He came out on stage with Jeff Keighley and just had this insane rant. It was so funny. Oh, it was so entertaining to watch.
What was he going on about?
He was saying like F the Oscars, and then he was talking smack about EA, who is of course the publisher of his video game,
which is fantastic.
And he's like, of course EA has been very good to me. He had to be in his cups.
Oh, he probably had a few swigs of Grandpa's cough medicine before he walked out on stage.
Feeling no pain, and it was an insane and entertaining rant.
We need more people like Joseph Fares in our life.
Jeff Keighley completely had lost control of the award show. And you can see him in the background like, what do I do?
He was like, just roll with it. Just roll with it.
Guys, I really recommend just YouTubing the whole award show. It was very entertaining to watch.
You know what? Next year, Shaline, we're gonna have to host it, and not, and I don't mean like host it.
Yes,
but, host it.
I totally would have done that this year, co-streamed so that we could comment and hang out with our chat folks.
Yeah.
I would have done that, except I was at a conference. Next year, I'll probably also be at a conference. I'll be spending every day of the rest of my life at a conference.
No, something's got to give.
Conferences. At least there was no podcast hating lady sitting next to me this time.
Yeah, that was really random.
was so strange.
Oh man, Shaline. We need to arrange some conference where we can both be at the conference.
Yes, let's do it.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to figure this out.
Like in my world, the only possibility for that is me and Jess to be at a conference because we both are kind of in the same industry.
right.
But
And I'm just gonna have to like lie to my boss.
yeah, I really need to go to this
have to go to
surgical
this
diabetes conference. I have to see
so
this
important.
islet transplantation talk. I just have to see it.
Exactly.
Oh goodness.
So I want to talk a little bit about some of the awards. I wasn't going to go through the entire list of winners. We can if you want. But I just wanted to mention a few of the notable ones. What do you think? Do you want to roll through the list or just
Well, I don't think it's that long of a list, to be honest, and I don't think we have to comment on every one.
Game of the Year, Breath of the Wild.
Fantastic.
Best Game Direction, Breath of the Wild.
As I expected.
I actually haven't finished the entire story, but I think this was maybe not deserving. I think probably something a bit more linear would have been more deserving of game direction. Best Narrative, What Remains of Edith Finch.
Very nicely done.
Action Game, Wolfenstein 2. Best Action Adventure Game, Breath of the Wild.
That's surprising.
Yeah, I thought so too. Best Role-Playing Game, Persona 5. Have you ever played a Persona game?
Nope.
Yeah, I need to play a Persona game. Best Fighting Game, Injustice 2.
Haven't heard of it, but that's okay.
It's like DC superheroes fighting each other. I think there are also some Mortal Kombat people in the mix there. Best Family Game, Mario Odyssey. Best Strategy Game, Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
Okay.
Best Sports/Racing Game. That seems like an odd thing to combine.
This surprised me, actually. I thought it would have been, what's that arena where they drive in cars and move the ball around?
Rocket League?
Yeah.
Rocket League was actually, it's been out for a couple years.
Oh, really?
So yeah, I wouldn't be eligible.
God, I'm so out of touch.
Yeah, it's been out for at least a year, maybe 2 years.
Moving along.
I would have thought Madden would have been a contender because of the
Yeah.
story long shot mode this year.
Which you actually played, right?
Yeah, I haven't played it yet, actually. I played Madden 17. I haven't played.
Oh.
Best multiplayer, PUBG. Well deserved.
Really?
Yeah, PUBG.
But it's still in alpha.
I know. But games stay in alpha so long, I think it's just changing. I don't know. We'll see.
I'm surprised Ark is not on this list. I'm really surprised.
Best performance, Melina Juergens from Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice.
Well done.
I thought that was well deserved.
Absolutely.
I would have also accepted, I believe it was Ashley Birch from Horizon Zero Dawn.
Now Melina Juergens is, they originally had vetted somebody to do the main character, correct?
Right. A female bodybuilder had been cast in the role.
But something had happened and she couldn't
got another job.
She couldn't fulfill the role.
Right.
And so hats off to Melina Juergens. I mean, that
she's
is
actually an editor for Ninja Theory, and this was her first time acting.
So fantastic. That's quite a boost of confidence to keep yourself going in that profession.
She actually came to the awards show in like a mocap suit, which I thought was pretty cool.
Fantastic. Watch, she's going to be on Wolfenstein 3.
Most anticipated game, The Last of Us Part 2.
Definitely.
Best indie game, Cuphead.
Oh, yes, Cuphead.
I want to play Cuphead right now.
I know.
Best debut indie game, Cuphead.
Okay, well, I just have to interrupt you here because the creators of Cuphead, did you know that they're Canadian?
Oh, really? I did not know that.
Cuphead is a Canadian game. And last night, Justin Trudeau, which is our prime minister, you probably know that, tweeted, actually, a big night for Canadians, and I quote, a big night for Canadians behind Studio MDHR at the Game Awards last night. Congratulations on taking home the best debut indie game and best art direction for Cuphead.
That is so cool.
Which is so cool. It got over 6,000 likes on Twitter. And that just really hits home. I had no idea that Cuphead was Canadian.
How neat. Well, congratulations to your countrymen.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Yes, indeed. And best art direction was also Cuphead.
Yeah.
Best score / music, Near Automata. I haven't played that one yet.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I probably will never get around to that one. Best audio design, Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice.
Now, are we surprised by this?
Not at all.
No.
Oh man, the audio in that game is just something really special. It's so incredible. Games for Impact, Hellblade, Senua's.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
I mean, that game is just, and I think I've said this before, I can't go back to playing it. I started the game and I played it for about 2.5 hours, and I can't go back to it because it makes me so anxious.
Yeah.
It's so good that I can't play it.
The more I talk about it, the more I just want to play it again. I feel like maybe I'll go back and go for the platinum. There's only one trophy that I don't have, which is for the collectibles. You know, those rings, the story.
Well, going through this list, I can tell you right now that there is not enough time over the Christmas break for me to be able to play all the games that I want to play.
Best ongoing mobile game, Overwatch. Best mobile game, Monument Valley 2.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. I played Monument Valley, not Monument Valley 2. I didn't even know there was a second one. Have you played Monument Valley?
I haven't played either one. My mom has played both and enjoyed them.
Fantastic mobile game. And you know how I got into it? I was watching House of Cards and Kevin Spacey plays it.
Oh, interesting.
On the show, and I'm like, I think I need to play this now. Because Kevin Spacey, I love him. He's amazing, despite his faults. But moving along.
Best handheld game, Metroid, Samus Returns. I'm glad to see Metroid winning an award. Best VR / AR game, Resident Evil 7.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, I think there wasn't a ton of competition there. Resident Evil 7 is basically the only real game on the platform for any length of time.
Well,
that in my room, it's driving me nuts.
I see there's a lot of waving. I don't know if I'm supposed to wave back.
So,
Hi.
Oh, goodness. Leviosa, not Leviosa.
Yeah. Wingardium Leviosa, not Leviosa. Oh, gosh.
Gamer was Dr. Disrespect. Best student game, Level Squared.
So what does that mean? Best student game?
Best game made by student.
Like an intern, I guess. Cool. Okay.
It was really cute. When he came up to accept the award, he was like, oh, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Someone hire me. I graduated. It was so cute.
That's awesome. He's probably wearing like a tuxedo t-shirt because he can't afford a real tuxedo, I know the student life, you guys. The struggle is real.
Best esports game, Overwatch. Best esports player, Lee Sang-hyuk. I can't pronounce his name. Faker is what his handle. Best esports team, Cloud9. Best Chinese game, JX3HD.
Huh. Well, I'm going to have to play that one.
There's a bunch of stuff we've never heard of.
Okay, so overall, I think that I'm really glad that Breath of the Wild has made it on there, not because it's Breath of the Wild, but because Switch has made it Game of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a huge feat for Nintendo, because I don't think that that's really ever been achieved by a handheld console.
Right.
So there's that. Wolfenstein, really glad they're on the list, because I think that game deserves at least one award, if not more. Cuphead, absolutely. So glad it's on there. PUBG, I am secretly glad that it's on there.
Yeah. I do love PUBG. I do love it.
Right? Oh, so good.
I was really glad to see Hellblade get some official recognition. And if any of our listeners out there haven't played Hellblade, can I just encourage you to please go buy Hellblade and play it? because it's a magnificent game.
Yeah, and on a side note, if you know of anybody in your life who deals with crippling anxiety or depression or mental illness, and you have always found it difficult to try and understand their headspace and where they're coming from, play Senua's Sacrifice. It really puts things into perspective.
And also, in the chat, they're talking about how Horizon Zero Dawn did not get any awards, and I also find that kind of surprising.
Yes, so let's talk about that.
Yeah. Have you played Horizon at all?
No, I have not.
Well, I just recently started Horizon Zero Dawn, and it is a very good video game. It's very fun to play. It's a very beautiful game. The graphics are very, very impressive. I'm really enjoying it, and I think that it's a game that absolutely deserved to be winning some awards this year. I think it's very sad that it didn't. So.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing the trailer for it in E3 2016, I believe it was, and I was so excited to play it, and life kind of got in the way. But there have been a lot of mixed reactions, I think, about the fact that they did not win anything. And yeah, I think legitimately I'm disappointed. I think that the game certainly had merit. They did get nominated.
Yes.
And they got nominated in a lot of categories.
True.
But they didn't win a single award. So that must have been quite frustrating for the developers to see Zelda take home all of the bacon.
It was. Joseph Tao in chat says it got drowned out by Zelda launching 5 days later. And I absolutely think he's right there. It was not beneficial to Horizon that it came out so close with Zelda. I think they might have been a little better served to push their game a month or two to get it out of that Zelda window.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like there's like too many Nintendo game fanboys voting for their games.
Yeah.
That it almost kind of skews the results a little bit.
I really think what it comes down to is that 2017 was an incredible year for games. Incredible year for video games. And Horizon Zero Dawn it's an incredible game. I recommend it. I'm really enjoying it. If you can pick up Horizon, go buy it and play it. You'll enjoy it. But there were just so many other games that were also incredible. You know, it's just, the competition was stiff this year.
Well, I think it's fantastic for those who won, and I like to see some representation from Canada in there. And I love that our Prime Minister has commented on that on Twitter. I think that's above and beyond.
Indeed.
He's a cool dude.
The real winners from the Game Awards were us.
The real winners are the podcasters who get to roast and talk about all of the results.
Indeed.
Oh, fantastic. Hashtag Gamestack. Tell your friends.
So a fortnight ago, we talked about the fabulous free games that you could get with Xbox Live Games with Gold. I believe I flubbed the line.
Yeah, we did.
5 times in a row. You guys wouldn't help me.
It's okay.
But this fortnight, we're going to talk about the PS Plus free games for December. If you are a PlayStation Plus member, you can get these games for free. On PS4, Darksiders 2 Definitive Edition.
Ooh, that sounds fun to say. Definitive.
Yeah, because you play as Death, right? Like, there you go. Kung Fu Panda Showdown of Legendary Legends.
That's hilarious.
Right?
Oh, that's so trolly.
I know. On PS3, Siberia Collection and X-Blaze Lost Memories. On PlayStation 4 and Vita, Forma.8. And on the Vita, Wanted Core. And on PSVR, Until Dawn Rush of Blood is available through January the 2nd. And even if you don't have a PlayStation VR headset, you can go ahead and add that game to your cart, purchase it for free. And if you someday get a VR headset, you will already have a game for it. So there you go.
Interesting. So I really am predicting that 2018 is going to be the year of VR.
Mm-hmm.
I really think like 2017 there's been a lot of hype, and I think Fallout has really broken the mold when it comes to VR, and I think 2018 is going to be the year of VR.
Yeah, I hope so. I think VR has potential. So
Which-
I was looking at the PC specs for PlayStation 4 VR because of course I'm thinking about getting a VR.
I know, me too. Should probably just buy us both one and send you one with all of my pot stock money. Guys, you have no idea what the green rush has done to me up here in Canada. It's terrible.
Vendortron. Pretty soon we're gonna come on the podcast. You're just gonna be like wearing an outfit made out of $100
It's like
bills.
I have like veneers and just like terrible.
It's gonna blow your nose on $100 bills.
Not the case. No.
But Vendortron, my PC, it's 2 years old. It's 2 years old. It wasn't like a beast when we built it, but it was pretty good when we built it.
When we say we, you mean Rick and you.
Rick and I.
Okay.
Rick and I built the PC, yeah. So it won't play Fallout 4 VR.
Well, you need a new graphics card.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sad about that. So I can't even play it, even if I bought one. Couldn't even play it. But if you're into free games, we got a little off track there. But if you're into free games, Ubisoft is giving away World in Conflict and Assassin's Creed Black Flag this month. Just download the Uplay client and you can just get those games for free. I don't know anything about this World in Conflict game.
Okay, so I might actually play Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
Black Flag is fun. I haven't finished it. I've played probably 20 hours of Black Flag.
It's sort of like preparation for Sea of Thieves.
Yeah.
You know, when the new season of Game of Thrones is coming out and you will rewatch the whole series.
Exactly.
It'll be that sort of thing.
You're a pirate in Black Flag and you have a pirate ship and you can sail the sea with your scurvy pirate crew and you can command them to sing sea shanties.
Really? That's fantastic.
And that was basically how I spent all 20 hours was just sailing around, like commanding the guys to sing sea shanties. Oh, it was so good. I loved it. I have to go back and finish Black Flag. So, anyways, get it for free. Get it for free on Uplay. So, Vendortron, you haven't installed Black Flag yet. You're thinking about doing it. You haven't done it yet.
No, I have. Well, we just talked about it. What do you think? I'm just gonna. We just talked about it.
It's a bad segue. Okay, it's a bad segue. It's what I do. Bad segues. What have you been playing since you haven't been playing Black Flag yet? What have you been playing?
What have I been playing? Oh dear, guys. Okay, so here's the thing. Okay. I'm a grad student and don't ask me why I decided to embark on this journey, because if you ask any graduate student in between here and the end of the universe, you will get the same answer, and that is, it is exhausting. I work around the clock and I make no money. The gratitude is absolutely zero. Although that be said, if my supervisor is listening to this podcast, you're amazing and I love you and you're just an awesome mentor, and I'm so grateful for everything that you give me. I know that you're in Dubai right now, so I hate you a little bit for that.
But yeah, if you are listening, Vendortron's supervisor, he does say very kind and complimentary things about you.
But anyways, my point is that grad school really sucks the life out of you. So if you're thinking about doing your master's degree or your PhD, really think about it carefully, because it takes your life away from video games.
Indeed. So.
But there is one video game that pulls me back every single time, and that is PUBG. I don't know what it does. I don't know what this game does, but it pulls me back every time. When the PUBG team is like, hey, anyone up for some PUBG tonight? I'd be like, I gotta study. Really? Okay, maybe just like 2 rounds. And then it's like 3 hours later, and we've done like 12 rounds of PUBG.
I know. I stay up so much later than I plan to when it's PUBG night.
It's so bad.
Are we going to play after the podcast?
I don't know, maybe. I can't talk about that right now.
Because just saying, the test server, it's almost done downloading. We're at 97%. So we have 3% to finish this podcast.
I've got Steam running, and I think it's already downloaded. I'm not sure. But I think so my point is that the only game that I've played or have had time to play is PUBG. And I don't think that this is something that I can talk about by myself, Shaline.
Okay. Are you going to talk about our PUBG vacation?
Well, I think that we should
National Lampoon's PUBG vacation.
I think we should take everybody. We're loading up the projector right now. We're gonna take you through
a big rack of slides from our vacation.
Yes, and so here's the backstory. So Shaline and I, we like to play PUBG with Rick, because Rick has played a lot of military type games. He's very tactful, and responsive and fast.
I think is what you mean.
Yes, very tactful.
Many things. Tactful is not really one of them.
Yeah. Anyways, so he is the light that guides our way through PUBG.
Yes,
and
Rick is good at video games, guys. He's good at video games.
And we love playing with him. We also love playing with Formal Farm and Too Soon Tommy, aka Steamer, in the chat room. And Joseph Tao. Though that is our cohort, our PUBG cohort. And every so often we get together, usually on Fridays. But every so often there is the odd night where somebody's feeling up to some PUBG and bling, a little notification on my phone says anybody up for PUBG. So the thing is that the other night, Shaline and I decided to play some PUBG by ourselves. And the thing is that when we started playing PUBG, we were very guided. We were like sheep being flocked in a herd to where we're supposed to go. And so we did play, actually. I believe we played one other couple rounds of PUBG by ourselves, and it was pretty good.
Yeah.
But this playthrough took the cake. Did it not?
It was incredible. This was maybe the best round of PUBG we ever played.
Rounds, but yes.
Rounds. Yes, it was multiple rounds.
Yeah. This really changed. I don't know. Like, I feel like when we play PUBG just by ourselves, the problem is that we don't really think about the game.
Right. The pressure is gone when it's just Vendortron and I. We are not really gunning for chicken.
Yes.
2 of us. We're just there to hang out. We're there for the fun.
Well, that's not to say that Rick and our other guys are not there to hang out for the fun, but Shaline and I kind of magoo our way through PUBG.
We are far less goal-oriented.
Like, oh my goodness, would you look at this hat? Oh, I just love that sweater. Look at this wallpaper. Isn't this amazing?
Do these pants make my butt look big?
I found a pan.
Exactly.
That's how it goes. So anyways, back to our story. We're playing PUBG, and I don't know. Shaline, do you want to take it from here?
Yes, let's roll.
Okay.
Let's roll the screenshots.
All right, so we're gonna take you. Oh, we still have to do our challenge.
Oh yeah, well we'll get that after.
We'll get to that eventually. Okay, so here we are. We're on PUBG vacation.
Yes, we decided to take a lovely little boat ride in this boat. Vendortron was driving the boat, and lo and behold, another group of vacationers pulled up behind us, and we were shooting at them. They were shooting at us. It was very scary. It was a little bit like a James Bond film. I was leaning out the back trying to get them off our backs. It was quite enjoyable. They chased us all around the island. as we cruised around in this lovely boat.
Yeah, sorry, I just kind of had to reorganize our slideshow. It started at the wrong point. But here we are in the boat. This is the lovely boat. I really cannot believe,
SS
like,
Minnow.
so the funny thing about, the SS Minnow. What was the name of the boat that took them all to Gilligan's Island? So we're in this boat, right? And this round was crazy because we started off, Shaline, how did we start off? We started off, we
Was
were
this
going,
when we went to the coastal town? No, this was when we dropped into Pachinki.
this was when we dropped into Pachinki.
We dropped into the middle of Pachinki, which is usually pretty hot.
Yeah, and it was hot. It was hot, hot, hot!
We were scared. We got in skirmishes on the way and emerged unscathed.
Anyways, so first we decided to hop on this side-by-side car and this motorbike. And I'm dressed like a German.
You are.
I'm dressed like a German, and we're in this sidecar, and Shaline gets hit. She falls off. I get hit. I run over, and I have to save her.
Yes.
And it was literally, look at where her life is. Do you see where her life is on the bottom there?
I have the tiniest sliver of health remaining.
Seconds of life is left. Seconds. And so I'm like, don't you die on me. Not today.
And I was telling him, leave me, because we were under fire. At the time this was happening, I'm like, save yourself, Jamie. I don't even have any health stuff.
So anyways, I ended up saving Shaline. And in PUBG, we have always played as the mouse to the eagle sort of game. We have always been the prey. And this round was a little bit different because so I healed Shaline here, and then we found this like sort of like dune, this hill, and there was all these guys in this like compound, and they were fighting and they were shooting each other, and I had a scope and Shaline had a crossbow, and we were just shooting them, and it was so great because they were like, where is this coming from? And then
we're behind this dune.
Yeah, and we're hiding behind this dune, and then the guy shoots me. He shoots me. So I'm down. I'm like almost dead. So not only have I saved Shaline, but now she has come to my rescue and saved me. So we both almost died already in this round. Then we hop in this friggin' boat, and we decide that we have to get out of here because we are well outside of the circle. And we were actually so far outside of the circle that the only way we could get into the circle was by boat. And we hopped in this boat, and lo and behold, we had this sort of pirate scurvy scenario going on where these guys were shooting at us, and Shaline was very badass and shooting back at them in this very Indiana Jones moment.
It was amazing. It was so fun.
So good. Anyways, so that's just sort of backtracking. So there's me, and then we found a buggy, which was awesome.
Okay. Were you dead by the time we found the buggy?
Yeah, I was dead. This was
Vendortron died. It was unfortunate.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll miss you forever. And
I believe I was run over.
Were you?
Yeah. I think I got run over, and then
died very swiftly and suddenly.
So then the circle started getting smaller, and I believe you hopped in this buggy.
Yes, I didn't care much because I thought, well, I'll just die soon and then we can start over again. So I jump in this buggy and start rolling toward the circle, and snipers start laying down fire on me. The circle is closing in on military base. I'm in the buggy. The sniper is shooting me. I evade the sniper. I'm hiding behind trees, and I drop down into this grass, and the circle is getting smaller and smaller around the military base. So I went into stealth mode, started crawling into the military base. I had no health items. You can see I have this little stupid pistol equipped. It's basically the only weapon I had. I had a shotgun.
Now, if we know from the last episode of Gamestack, aka Rick does the episode naked, we know that Shaline has this inherent secret genetic ability to evade PUBG till the very end.
Right. And that's what I did. And I was seen a couple of times, but managed to slither away.
Mm-hmm. And if you notice, for our audio listeners, I apologize that you cannot see the pictures, but if you would love to see them, check out the podcast. We're on Twitch. We just love games. But as you can see in the background, we are approaching the military base. And
Okay.
that's us in a boat.
I told you to rearrange the slides. At least, did you delete the one where you left the lid?
I did rearrange this. Well, you know what? Yeah, this is one of those. It's vacation. We're on. That slide just got into the projector. I don't know how it got in there. This just happened. But anyways, so she's heading into the military base, and
the circle just gets smaller and smaller, guys, and it's getting smaller around this building. So I leave the safety of the grass and the bushes, and I crawl into this house, and I slither into this little room. This room is half outside the circle, half inside the circle. The circle was at the smallest point that it gets. It was me and two other guys, and I could hear these other guys walking around looking for me. So I'm holding my shotgun here at the doorway, just waiting for the first guy to find me, because I assume that there's one guy hunting me and another guy still hiding.
And you can see on the left of this image, there is that blue wall, which is basically the edge of the circle. So the edge of the circle was inside of the room.
Yes. It's in the room with me. I can't get out. I can't leave this room because the hallway goes that way. There is a window behind me, and I keep thinking if they come up behind this window, I'm screwed. So I'm just praying they come to the door instead of the window. And I assume that these two guys are from two separate teams, you know.
I would just like to interrupt and say that Alex in the chat, Braja9, she says, Shaline, did you get curly hair? That's so exciting. Well, let me tell you. So just before I died, Shaline and I, as we're running up to the buggy, we're taking fire, right? We're taking fire. I'm driving the buggy, and she's on the back because she likes to ride side saddle. And she takes a hit to the head, but she had a helmet on at the time. Thank goodness. But it was literally like the helmet exploded off of her head and the hair was just like poof everywhere.
So funny.
It was so, I was just like, and that's probably why I died, because I was just laughing so hard.
And that's basically what it looks like when I actually take off a hat IRL. So yeah, I was hiding in this little room, and I hear footsteps getting closer to the door, and I'm ready. You know, as soon as they open this door, I am going to shoot that guy. And the door opened, and I shot the first guy through, but he didn't die right away. He was just downed, which means those last two guys alive, they were a squad. They were not lone wolves like me. They were a squad. And the second guy rolled in the door and killed me to death. So there we were, team number two. We almost had chicken. I think if those guys hadn't been a team, I think I might have gotten us another.
Well, because you would have wounded the guy.
Yes,
if there was,
I downed him. I downed that first guy. He would have died.
If it was just you and that other guy, that would have been, you would have won. You would have got your second chicken dinner. Anyways, that is the story. That is the history of PUBG's.
Yes. Thanks for bearing with us. That story got kind of long, but
oh no, it was great.
Man, it was so fun. It was so fun. Gosh, let's go play some PUBG, Vendortron.
Yeah. Oh. Well, that's it, folks. Just kidding. We have tons more stuff to talk about.
Yes, there is a bit of podcast left on the other side of PUBG. I've been playing some Animal Crossing Pocket Camp. I wish I loved it a little more than I do. I don't know. I spent so much time with Animal Crossing New Leaf, and it's just not as detailed of a game. You know, it's not as deep and involved of a game. And I really enjoy Pocket Camp, but part of me just wants something as in-depth as New Leaf was. But I am enjoying it. I am still enjoying the game. I play it. I have been careful to sort of limit my playtime with Pocket Camp because games like this tend to take over my life.
Yeah, kind of like Fallout Shelter.
Yeah. Yeah. A little bit. So I am trying to sort of limit myself on Pocket Camp so I don't, because it turns into homework and then I'm not even having fun anymore. But the Christmas event is going on. And at first I felt like, man, this is just too much grinding to get this Santa suit. You know, I'm working way too hard. But after you start really crafting those Christmas items, they really start rewarding you with candy canes, which is sort of the currency you need for the Christmas special items. So Animal Crossing Pocket Camp. I should post my friend code on
Is it Joseph Tao that's really into that game as well?
He plays it. I don't know if he's played it a lot. I know Archin's in there a lot. He's like level 897.
Goodness.
Pocket Camp is incredible. Is Archin with us today?
I don't know. I think he's lurking in the chat room, but he's here. He's here.
Well, he's here in spirit. Archin is always with us.
Archin is amazingly dedicated to not only the podcast but myself. He's part of my streaming community, and so big shout out to Archin. He's fantastic.
Yeah. But he's really high level at Pocket Camp. Okay, I started Horizon Zero Dawn. I mentioned that earlier. Holy smokes, Vendortron. Horizon Zero Dawn is really good.
As I suspected.
Really, really good. I'm very much enjoying it. I'm still very early on in the story. I have yet to get out of sort of the starting area. I'm at the point where I'm fixing to take my test to become a brave, I believe, is the point at which I am. So it's really good. I totally love Aloy, the main character, and her adopted dad, Rost. I love him. I loved him instantly. And I'm so scared they're going to kill him off. I think I love him so much. It's inevitable that they're going to kill that character. But Horizon Zero Dawn, it's straight up a post-apocalyptic game.
Right, but there's robots.
Yes. But this is something I didn't realize about Horizon Zero Dawn, that it was a post-apocalypse. There are recognizable ruins, you know, like you would see in a Fallout game or a...
What do you mean recognizable?
Like, I mean, you go into these ruins of the metal world and it's basically an office building and there's coffee cup on the desk and, you know, an inbox and a waste paper basket. And
that's scary.
It's plainly, you know, it looks like something that's not ruins to us in our world.
Captain Bones in the chat says it's about 800 years into the future.
And there are these machines, and they're basically robot dinosaurs. And they behave like animals. And I think you can hunt them with a bow and arrow, or you can hunt them with a spear. There's a great stealth mechanic in this game. You can hide in the tall grass and just wait there and ambush the animals and stealth kill them with your bow and arrow. Oh, it's so good. This game is so good. The cutscenes are really great. The acting is really great. I feel like the way that these conversations are rendered is what I expected BioWare would be right now. You know what I mean?
Great.
You would have asked me 5 years ago what I imagined a BioWare game would be in the future. This is basically what I would have imagined. Instead, BioWare is doing something different. But gosh, it's so good. It's just so good. And every character seems so real. You know, the side quests have this weight. You feel like you're really helping people. Gosh, I can't say enough good things about Horizon Zero Dawn. I want to play it right now. But I will say that my PS4 sounds like it's just an attack helicopter that is hovering over my house My PS4 is making the loudest noises when I play Horizon Zero Dawn, and I just hope it survives to the end of this game.
Have you ever cracked your PS4?
No.
Is it out of warranty?
I don't know. It's a launch PS4.
Okay, so it's probably out of warranty. What I recommend that you do is crack it open and take an aerosol can, like a compressed air can. And because it's probably overheating.
You just need to clean it.
You just need to clean out that grunge, that New Mexico grunge.
This is a very dusty state. Lots of dust.
Which should be perfect for PUBG. I mean, Shaline, you are going to be in your element. The chicken dinners, I will be able to bathe myself in all of the chicken dinners.
Our PUBG characters are going to weigh like 900 pounds. All those chickens. But yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn, it's very good, and you'll have to like do a video call with me so I don't break my PlayStation.
Yeah, we'll do it.
I finished episode 2 of Life is Strange Before the Storm. I don't know if we've talked a ton about this on the podcast. We did stream the first episode and the first half of the second episode. I felt okay about finishing that episode without streaming it because there didn't seem to be a ton of interest in that last stream. But then after I did it, everybody was like, why didn't you stream it?
Nobody
cared when I was streaming the last one.
I'm so disappointed. Because why, Shaline?
Because I finally made out with Rachel.
There it is. Yeah. There it is.
Rachel is sort of the mover and shaker of the story. You play as a girl named Chloe, and you can play this Rachel relationship one of two ways. You can be best friends, or you can try to be girlfriends. And we obviously went the route that ended in kisses, and I succeeded in making out with Rachel at the end of the episode, so it was really good. And there was a huge cliffhanger. I'll have to tell you about it off air, Vendortron.
Oh no.
Incredible. This cliffhanger, oh my goodness. Like, you're not going to believe it. You're not even going to believe it. So I'll tell you about that off the air. And I did make out with Rachel. I took a great screenshot. It was amazing. I played the Wolfenstein 2 demo, and I was blown away by how good that game is, Vendortron. It's really, really good. I expected that it would be, a good-looking, competently built shooter. I did not expect that it would have this incredible storytelling and really, really convincing acting. And by the end of the demo, I went ahead and just ordered Wolfenstein 2 and also the previous game, the new Order, I think it was called, and the Old Blood. So I ordered all of those because I was so taken with the Wolfenstein 2 demo. So.
I really, really, really want to play Wolfenstein, and I think that's on my wish list for Christmas this year. So
really, really good. So hopefully Santa is good to you. You can play Wolfenstein 2.
If any of you are looking for any last-minute gift ideas, I'd like Frank Shirley, my boss, right here.
Okay, Vendor.
And I want to look him in the eye and tell him what No, I'll leave it at that.
Vendortron. Let's talk about the Gamestack challenge.
Yes!
What was our challenge?
Silly hats galore, you guys. Silly hats. We are going to talk about all the silly hats. Our last challenge and our last challenge, I believe, was a listener
It was
request.
a listener suggestion. I believe it was Jess that suggested this one.
Fantastic. Thank you, Jess. And let's roll into our challenge right now. The first one comes from Jen Chin at Pantagrulia on Twitter. She says, here's my Gamestack challenge for the week. I couldn't decide on a favorite, so I put hats on both my characters and McCready. Nisha's hat with no eye holes on a sniper doesn't seem to affect his aim, and I find this endlessly amusing. It's the little things.
So obviously this is a Fallout 4 screenshot, and it's pretty fabulous.
Mm-hmm. And I'm loving that headpiece from the pack.
It's looking really good. Got big old set of horns. Very fabulous screenshot, Pantagrulia.
And I can't seem
Click
to...
on the photo and then use your hotkey.
nothing is happening.
That's because this is slideshow 3, and we set up hotkeys for slideshow 1 and slideshow 2.
Okay, stand by, folks. Let me just quickly.
So, how about those sports teams, huh? Just
Goodness. And we're back.
did not apply.
Okay, so
it still worked though.
so
That's okay.
So our next challenge is from Alex, but we didn't actually get her picture until it was on Discord. If you haven't joined our Discord server, we recommend that you do so. We will send and provide you the details at the end of the show, so please listen in for that. But she says the Gamestack challenge for her favorite hat is the Salt Upon Wounds helmet, specifically on Veronica, paired with Joshua Graham's armor. It is absolutely spectacular, and we will get to that in just a moment.
Yeah, she was playing Fallout New Vegas, and that screenshot is not in order, I guess.
Yeah, no, unfortunately it's not. Although Alex did like Captain Bones' tweet of our Gamestack challenge, which he calls Dressed for Success, and I believe that this looks like it is GTA. This is GTA
Indeed.
Online. So
this is GTA Online character, I believe.
I am really loving...
And some fabulous boxers.
I'm really loving that side torso tattoo of the little cloud man or whatever it is that he has. Please tell me the backstory to that. And I'm loving the chest, this chest hair going on with the bald patches on the pecs.
I always love his challenge entries.
They are so good. You want to take the next one?
Sure. This one is from Manic at Carsick Fun. He says, "This is my challenge submission of my newest Fallout character wearing the shady hat." So that is a Fallout 3, I believe. Yeah, Fallout 3, because the shady hat comes from Moira Brown. And the shady hat is the reward for stealthily getting through the Mirelurk section of Moira Brown's Wasteland Survival Guide quest.
So good.
I love the shady hat. His character is also wearing the sneak suit, I believe, the Chinese stealth suit. So.
I also love the potato quality.
Yeah,
it's so good. The next one comes from longtime listener Bree at Bree Thibodeau. If you guys don't know who she is, you should definitely need to follow her. Her tweets are hilarious. She says, "I'm really liking my hat/hoodie. It's so cool that I'm glad I killed Nisha for it. Operators might be the Cool Raider gang, but the disciples have the cool outfits." And she has provided a fantastic, it almost looks like a hijab, sort of scarf hat motif.
Except there's a metal mask with like bloody razors on it and like no eye holes.
Mm-hmm. And she's wearing about 5 belts too, which is also...
Indeed.
It's the new fashion in 28. 5 belts are hot right now.
Mm-hmm.
And this must be Breeze.
Yeah, this is Alex.
Alex.
This is by Allie, actually.
Allie.
And this is hers, Veronica in Salt Upon Wounds salad. And it's hilarious. And it's more funny because Veronica, she starts out in that ugly hood, that Brotherhood of Steel scribe hood. It looks horrible, but she won't take it off for just any other hat. It has to be a hat that she likes better.
So good. I'm currently playing Fallout New Vegas on PC, and it's amazing.
So good.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So that's basically the end of the...
Wait, you didn't get to mine.
Oh. Hold on. Let me just... Scroll through.
I did not search through all my photos to find that screenshot for nothing.
I just wanted to secretly... It's not in there!
You troll, it's not in there?
It's
well, goodness, Vendortron. Goodness.
Well,
what are you even doing? It's okay. My screenshot was from Pocket Camp. It was me and my little Santa hat, and it's very cute.
I apologize.
That's fine. So let's talk about a challenge for next week. Did we pick one? I had the thought of doing some snowy terrains, some video game wintry environs.
Festive.
Because the next one will be close to Christmas. So it'll be our Christmas special, which we've totally planned out. It's going to be really, really well done.
Yes, we've completely planned it to the T. We've got some really interesting surprises coming around the corner.
But yes, it will be a Christmas episode. So if you send us a great Christmassy festive screenshot or a snowy screenshot of some kind, and how do the people send those, Vendortron?
You can tweet us your challenge photos. We actually recommend that you tweet us so that we don't have the same poor issue that we had with Allie, where she was able to send her Twitter, but she posted it to the Discord. We love to have you guys in our Discord group, and we recommend that you join us there. But if you want to submit a challenge, we definitely recommend that you do it on Twitter. And how can you do that? Well, all you need to do is send us a tweet at We Just Love Games. Make sure that you include the hashtag Gamestack Challenge, all one word, and put in your screenshot. Share us your screenshot, and then give us a little caption of what you'd like to share with us, and we'll put it on the air for you. So.
Indeed. You can also email them in. Twitter is, of course, the ideal way. If you refuse to join Twitter, then you can email those to info@wejustlovegames.com. We don't recommend Facebook as a good vehicle because they get buried there. So we have Joseph Tao, who sends us these amazing news emails every week. And now and again, he includes some personal commentary in those emails.
Love Joseph.
Yes. He's so knowledgeable.
I know.
I just wanted to read this one from one of the more recent emails. He says, did anyone read the Skyrim IGN review on Switch? How are the same bugs that have been in the game for 5 to 6 years considered goofy? Considering there's still a fair amount of game crashing, save corrupting, or quest canceling bugs that really ruin the experience. This is especially awful because there is no mod support, and Bethesda still hasn't patched the game to fix these, despite the coding being out there in the community for over half a decade. And that is a darn good point.
That's really interesting. What are your thoughts, Shaline?
I think Bethesda really does get a pass when it comes to bugs. You know, we all assume that Bethesda games will come with bugs, and, you know, we make the Bugthesda joke, the bugger feature joke. But you know what? This is a really old game to still have bugs. I expect all these glitches in the first, 6 months, maybe even year. But it is pretty ridiculous that this super old game, from 2011, Skyrim launched 2011, and that it's launching on, basically like 2 generations later.
Yeah.
It's just one console generation later.
I don't know.
And it still has some of these bugs that it launched with. That's a problem. That's definitely a problem. Yeah. Indeed. I think maybe we shouldn't give Bethesda such a pass,
Well, yeah.
That said, I bought Skyrim on the Switch.
Well, but the other thing is that, are we surprised though? I mean, they're moving to an entirely new console. There's bound to be bugs.
Yeah, but it's some of the same bugs that they've already had. They could have worked these out.
Maybe they thought they could get away with it. But it's Bethesda. They're so big that they could just run the country and not care about anything.
They're not that big.
Let's face it. They are a conglomerate in the gaming industry.
Indeed. But I think he's right. I think he has a really good point here that we should expect a higher standard in games.
Absolutely. I agree completely.
We've had these massive open worlds like The Witcher 3 and Horizon Zero Dawn, and they weren't completely bug free, but it wasn't to the level that we expect from a Bethesda game. Anyway, I think that's a very good point that you have there about that. Vendortron, do you have anything you want to plug or talk about?
Well, guys, 'tis the season to be merry. Although that isn't my name. But We recommend that you join us next fortnight on December 22nd. We will be covering the Gamestack podcast Christmas special, and we hope that you can join us there because it will be a fun time of presents and all sorts of things. So we recommend that you join us. And how can people find out about the podcast and join us there, Shaline?
Okay. You can email us. You can send us an email. Just talk about your favorite games. Tell us your ideas for us to do for future challenges. Or you can just email us, I don't know, recipes, holiday recipes. You can send those to info@wejustlovegames.com. info@wejustlovegames.com. You can also find us on Twitter. The show is @WeJustLoveGames. I'm at Shaline L, ShaLinel. I actually lost like 10 followers last night tweeting the Game Awards. I sent out about 10 tweets during the Game Awards, and by the end, I was 10 followers fewer. So
yeah, that always happens when I go on a political rant.
Anytime that, well, I was just talking about video games. Why did you follow me? Why did you follow me if you don't want to hear me talk about video games? Yeah, that was kind of funny, I thought. Rick, he's not here, but he will be back. And if you would like to follow him on Twitter, he's at Rick McVick. And Vendortron is at VendortronN. That's vendor with an O, like a salesperson.
Yeah, not E, folks. Vendortron.
We're also on Facebook. The page is facebook.com/WeJustLoveGames. The group is facebook.com/groups/WeJustLoveGames. And that's a pretty active group. So highly encourage you. Check that out. The Discord server is, Discord, if you're not familiar with it, I know there are a lot of people out there that are not on the Discord bandwagon. It's sort of a text channel, like a sort of like a forum.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically the Twitch chat extended. It's the Twitch chat that carries on throughout the week. And we love the people in our Discord. It's very active. So you can send us a message on any of those other platforms that we just mentioned, and we will get you an invite to the Discord server. We record this show live every Friday at 6 p.m. Mountain Time on twitch.tv/WeJustLoveGames. This week was a podcast. Next week, we will stream a video game. And we upload those archives to YouTube. So we do have a YouTube. It doesn't have a tidy URL, but you can just look at We Just Love Games on YouTube if you would like to see that. We're on iTunes and Stitcher Radio. Please like, subscribe, and review the show. And thank you. Thank you for listening.
Have a good evening, guys.